I declare open this graduation ceremony. Please be seated. Friends, colleagues, graduating students, you're very welcome to this Ulster University graduation ceremony. And it's so lovely to see such a packed house here, indeed, in front of me and behind me. Indeed, such is the fullness of the faculty that I have with me today that we ran out of music before we were sat. And I think that's the first time it's happened. And I've got a prompt to say, Vice-Chancellor remained standing during the fanfare, and it had already stopped. But it's really good to be here and see so many people, as I say, in terms of people supporting you, those who are graduating, indeed my colleagues here with me today. But first of all, let's kind of cut to the chase, really, and do what we're here to do and say to all of those of you graduating, congratulations. And I say it's absolutely fantastic to be here today and to be joined by your family and friends and by the staff who've taught and supported you over the course of your studies. Today is very special, I think, for all of us, but especially for you, our graduating students. You've worked so hard to get here, so please, when you come across the stage, do take your time, enjoy the moment. It's your moment, and you deserve it. And in terms of some of the pragmatics as we come across, I will meet you at the front of the stage. I'm happy to shake hands, and indeed that's what most people do, but if you'd rather do a fist bump or an elbow tap, then just give me the signal as you come across, and I'll try to match you in relation to that. If I don't see the signal, we might do that whole rock, paper, scissors thing, but that'll be okay. The other thing that I should say is that if you are shaking hands, there is some hand sanitizer to use, I think, as you go off. And there's some little markers on the front here, and those markers are so that our photographer over here can get a good focus on you. So that's really your mark to aim for as we do the handshake or the elbow bump. So I also want to say thank you to everyone in the audience. Please make as much noise as you want when your loved ones come across the stage. That first applause that you did there to congratulate them, that was okay. But, you know, we're in Derry here and we can do much better than that, I'm sure. And we'll congratulate them. It's a day of real celebration, and I think that it's really important that we feel free to celebrate it with some noise if we want to. And I'm sure that you, like me, are delighted to be part of this ceremony. In fact, we've been delighted to have been part of this entire journey that's brought you here to this point of graduation. I know that today marks the culmination of months and years of dedicated study, effort, determination and commitment, and it's right and proper that we recognise your achievements. You've worked hard to complete your programme and everything that went along with it, the lectures, the seminars, the reading, the assignments, the assessments, the work placements, the research, the presentations, the exams, and really importantly, perhaps most of all, those engagement with your peers. You know, university life is a social experience, and I think that the relationships that you build during this time is so important. As a consequence of successfully completing your programme, you now have the knowledge, the skills, the ideas, the critical thinking to make a difference in whatever field you are planning to go into. And don't underestimate the ability you have to make an impact. And don't underestimate how important a role you have to play in the future of your sector and in our society more generally. You're literally the future. If you take one thing away with you today, let it be this. The knowledge that you have everything that you need to succeed in whatever it is that you want to do next. Whether that's continuing to study, to undertake research, to take up employment, embark on a new career opportunity, or even start your own business. Because you have what it takes. You have the qualification, you have the knowledge, you have the skills, and now you've gained the status of an Ulster University graduate and what that means to businesses and organisations. Just last week, I was at a conference when a business leader came up to me to compliment us on our provision and on our graduates. His business has taken 41 of our graduates so far in quite a niche area. They're fantastic, he said, and we've really great relationship with your staff too. I really wanted to come over and let you know. I hope that Ulster University has given you the ambition, the aspirations and the confidence in your ability and your potential to go on and do whatever it is you want to do, because that confidence in you by others, as reported to me last week, is already out there. Graduation means so much to us at Ulster University. Those of us here today on this stage, and you see how many of us there are, and those who've supported you throughout your journey, because we know how hard you've worked to get here, and we know that the potential that you have. And I know that finally graduating and, going out into the world to do what you've been training and learning to do can feel a little bit daunting. So I want to take some inspiration from this date of the year. And you might expect a university vice-chancellor to cite someone like Sir Francis Drake, perhaps, who set sail from England to circumnavigate the world on this day, 13th of December, in 1577. I could talk about how the world is at your feet, waiting for you to explore and to leave your mark. Or you might expect me to talk about the crew of Apollo 17, who on this day in 1972 started the last moonwalk that we've had to date. And I could encourage you to aim for the moon and the stars. You might not expect me, however, to quote Taylor Swift, who was born on this day in 1989, but it's exactly what I'm going to do. She has some simple advice for all of us. Just be yourself, there's no one better. I think it's really important. Just look at what you've achieved so far and what you've accomplished. As the author Roy T. Bennett wrote, you are braver than you think, more talented than you know, and capable of more than you can imagine. I think I speak for everyone in the audience today when I say, believe in yourself because we believe in you. That's true of all of us at Ulster University, but it's even more true for those who have come with you today, your family and friends. I know how thrilled they are with your success, how excited they are to see you walk across the stage today, and how much belief they have in your ability to do whatever you set your mind to. So I want to take a moment to thank all the mums and dads, husbands, wives, partners, sons, daughters, sisters, brothers, grandparents, everyone who supported you during your time at Ulster University. I'm sure many of them played a crucial part in getting you here with kind words of encouragement, stern words of motivation perhaps, cups of tea or coffee, or generally just being there, doing whatever you needed them to do. I know all of our graduates appreciate everything you've done for them, and I want to say thank you, and I hope you will rise with me, our graduates here today, and turn to those in the rest of the auditorium and give them a round of applause. So we'll give them a clap. Thank you. I see some people waving up to the people out there. That's great. That's great. So today is, of course, a momentous personal milestone marking the conclusion of your programme of study or research with Ulster University. But it's not the end. Although many of you have left your university campus, you're not leaving the Ulster University network. You're now part of a vibrant, welcoming, supportive and inspiring Ulster University alumni community. I hope that you'll continue to keep in touch with us and take advantage of the full range of benefits, services, events and opportunities we provide for our graduates. We also know that your career stories will inspire those who will follow you through the corridors of the university. Because you leave behind a legacy for current and future students, a legacy of success and accomplishment that will empower them and their ability to achieve. Do not underestimate the impact that you are already having in the world, not least on those that follow you. For now then, let me finish with the words of renowned educationalist Michael Josephson. Take pride in how far you've come, have faith in how far you can go, but don't forget to enjoy the journey. Enjoy your day today. On behalf of all of us, congratulations again. Thank you. In accordance with the wishes of the Senate and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer honorary degrees, and other academic distinctions of the University of Ulster on those named in the conferment list approved by the Senate. I call upon Professor Curran, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Life and Health Sciences, to present Charlotte McArdle for the honorary degree of Doctor of Science.
Vice-Chancellor, colleagues, graduates, family and friends. Ulster University awards honorary doctorates to individuals in recognition of the outstanding contribution they are making in their chosen fields. We believe those receiving honorary doctorates are inspirational role models for our graduating students. They are people to whom you can look up to, whose experience and achievements may give you some ideas or encouragement as you embark on your own journey. In this context, I am truly delighted to present Charlotte McCardle for an honorary degree of Doctor of Science. We're pleased to welcome her husband Danny and daughter Akiva. It's fantastic to have you with us today. Charlotte is a registered nurse by background and has held nursing positions in both Dublin and Northern Ireland. She was the Chief Nursing and Allied Health Professions Officer in Northern Ireland from 2013 to 2021. She left the position in October last year to take up the post of Deputy Chief Nursing Officer, Patient Safety and Improvement for NHS England. In her current role, she is the National Nursing Lead for Improvement, Innovation and Sustainability, alongside Women's Health. During her tenure as Northern Ireland's Chief Nursing and Allied Health Professions Officer, Charlotte demonstrated exceptional strategic leadership for the nursing, midwifery and allied health professions in this region. At the centre of Charlotte's ethos has been the need for person-centred care, which has been a strong research area in this university, whereby she made it a mandatory aspect of care delivery across Northern Ireland. Our graduating nursing students today will have seen this person-centred ethos permeate through their programme of study. All those assignments were really worth it. Charlotte's work and leadership align with the university values in respect of inclusivity and enhancing potential. She has, for example, led initiatives regarding minority communities in Northern Ireland for both staff and patients, enabling appropriate resource and expertise within clinical areas and by providing educational opportunities for staff. Ensuring the professions are equipped to care for patients in a non-biased way is central to all that she does. Charlotte has had a critical role in workforce planning, where she negotiated over 1,000 additional nursing and midwifery places to address workforce shortages in this region. We see the evidence of this today in our largest ever nursing cohort. This took strong and sustained leadership at departmental level and in the midst of many competing priorities. Indeed, this took a particular leadership skill, as often resource is understandably directed to frontline services. When this growth in numbers was realised, little did anyone know that a pandemic was just around the corner and that increased capacity would become so vital. It was during the pandemic that Charlotte's leadership really came to the fore in advising the Health Minister in respect of the largest workforce within the HSC. She oversaw the introduction of the Nightingale hospitals and the implementation of emergency standards for nursing and midwifery in Northern Ireland, alongside the opening of a temporary register. Elsewhere in the UK, educational programmes were stood down to enable nursing students to enter the workforce as healthcare support workers. Thanks to Charlotte's stakeholder engagement in Northern Ireland with the universities, this did not happen here. She was able to orchestrate additional clinical support, and through sustained negotiation with the regulator, our students were able to complete their programme and join the register in a timely way, thereby making an absolutely vital contribution to the pandemic response effort as registered nurses. While COVID brought undue pressures and challenges to the system in Northern Ireland's health services, the services were resilient, and under Charlotte's direction, clinical areas were supported with patient safety and staff welfare at the forefront. Nursing, as the only and by far the largest professional group to care for patients Over the 24-hour period, Charlotte's contribution in this area cannot be overestimated. We owe her an enormous debt of gratitude for her oversight and leadership of nursing in all of our healthcare trusts, not only over the last 8 years, but especially over the course of the pandemic. She has brought distinction to care delivery in this region, and her skills and expertise have now been acknowledged and recognised by NHS England. Charlotte exemplifies an excellent role model for our graduating class of 2022, and she will continue to support nursing in this university as a visiting professor in the School of Nursing. Vice-Chancellor, in the name of the Senate, I present to you Charlotte McCardle for the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Charlotte McCardle, in the name of the Senate, I present to you the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa. I call upon Professor Kirkpatrick, Dean of the Ulster Doctoral College, to present candidates.
Vice-Chancellor, in the name of the Senate, I present to you candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Published Work in Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, Denise Judith McDermott. The degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, Amanda Louise Finch. Hamida Javadi Benjadi. Carl Zach Tizard Kleister. The degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Life and Health Sciences, Owen Connolly. Caroline Jane Crawford. Vanessa Cindy Vincini Victorine Mila. Christina Vassilopoulou. Vice-Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of candidates from the Ulster Doctoral College.
Thank you, Professor Kirkpatrick, for presenting candidates. I now call upon Professor Curran, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Life and Health Sciences, to present candidates.
Vice-Chancellor, in the name of the Senate, I present to you candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Applied Health Studies. Victoria Louise Kidner. Claire Amy Middleton. The degree of Master of Science in Personalised Medicine, Sarah Catherine Adams. Catherine Ellen McMullen. Amy Victoria Erskine. The Postgraduate Diploma in Applied Health Studies, Trudy Ruth Walls. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Nursing Adult, Danielle Abbott. Chloe Barber. Rachel Elizabeth Barr. Fiona Mary Blaney. Ciara Breslin. Joanne Burns. Sarah Canning. Amy Mary Rose Cleary. Stacey Conway. Emer Coster. Laura Coyle. Bethany Naomi Curran. Claire Bernadette Dallas. Catherine Devlin. Kiva Dobbins. Danielle Emma Dobson. Elaine Docherty. Kirsty Docherty. Shannon Duffy. Saoirse Earl Collins. Kirstine Easdale. Michael Falconer. Kerry Feeney. Marvin Felwa. Lauren Elizabeth Gardner. Chloe Hawkes. Megan Helferty. Emily Rianne Howe. Cara Johnston. Magda Kazmarek. Emma Keane. Nicola Kempston. Brenda Laird. Michaela Leonard. Kiva McGee. Kirsty Marshall. Mike Martin. Emer McAleer. Hannah Mary McCann. Chelsea Louise McRae. Lisa McChrystal. Beth McDowell. Anya McGarrity. David McKevitt. Orla Mary McLaughlin. Shauna McVeigh. Claire Mitchell. Claire Mooney. Carson Nealons. Orla O'Doherty. Nicole Oder. Grace Louise Palmer. Amy Jane Sayers. Alana Smith. Anya Jane Sproul. Sarah Isabel Stevenson. Neve Simmons. Hannah Tomlinson. Lucia Worth. Mairead Allen. Valerie Erin Anderson. Megan Archer. Ellen Sarah Armstrong. Karen Ballantyne. Edward Beggs. Jenna Boyd. Shania Jane Callahan. Jodie Canning. Orla Carty. Aoife Casson. Melanie Ray Clark. Isabella Collins. Amy Convery. Orla Coyle. William Coyle. Clodagh Curran. Rebecca Curry. Courtney Davis. Teresa Derry. Sarah Dempster. Clara Devine. Orla Devine. Michelle Dobbins. Siobhan Dobbins. Fiona Duffin. Orla Dunn. Micah Andrea Elao Endozo. Louise Fitzpatrick. Andrea Fletcher. Luke Fullerton. Neve Gallagher. Sarah Gibson. Kristen Glenn. Jodie Samantha Gribben. Elizabeth Belinda Hamilton. Rachel Iris Hamilton. Stacey Hamilton. Cormac Hannah. Amy Elizabeth Hara. Catherine Mary Harden. Chelsea Jacques Hazlitt. Nicole Henderson. Gemma Hicks. Adele Higgins. Lisa Alexandria Hunter. Paige Hunter. Victoria Cassergate. Aoife Kelly. Rashida Kelly. Joni K. Loughlin. Nicole Lavery. Megan Olivia Loney. Lois Lynn. Lucy Michael. Breege Maguire. Chloe Diane Marks. Leah Martin. Rebecca McAdam. Neve Catherine McAlonan. Ashley Christina McBride. Ellen McBride. Therese McCann. Philomena Kathleen McGaughey. Elizabeth Lois McClintock. Catherine McCormack. Hannah McDade. Anna McDermott. Anne McDonough. Rachel McDonald. Anne McElnay. Alison McElwee. Kerry Ann McErlean. Edel McFlynn. Grace McGarrigle. Catherine McGarry. Tori McGlynn. Alicia McGrath. Dervla McGuigan. Chloe McIntyre. Serena Elizabeth McKelvey. Natalie McLaughlin. Nicole McLaughlin. Roisin McLaughlin. Shannon Diana McLaughlin. Shannon McMenamin. Evine Malloy. Mairead Mortimer. Erin Mullen. Hannah O'Boyle. Sarah O'Boyle. Caitlin Teresa O'Kane. Keelan O'Kane. Holly Frances Patterson. Upama Ray. Rebecca Anna Rankin. Bethany Ross. Sarah Russell. Maria Ryan. Amy Skeffington. Angela Spate. Amy Sarah Spence. Ruth Sproul. Orla Stewart. Brittany Taylor. Jodie Elizabeth Thomas. Nicole Thomas. Anna Thompson. Sarah Louise Thompson. Megan Ellen Timoney. Jason Walker. Alex Wilmont. Kira Marla Woods. Alison Susan Ray. Stephen Brown. Anya Curran. Claire Davis. Elena Doherty. Hayley Doherty. Michelle Gallagher. Leanne Goodyear. Kate Graham. Kira Hagan. Aoife Hand. Megan Mary Hart. Aislinn Holland. Lisa Marie Hornby. Lucy Sarah Hunter. Chloe Jones. Jessica Louise Killips. Rachel McAllister. Aisling McCann. Emma McConville. Rebecca McConville. Claire McCorkle. Mary Claire McCormick. Tamsin Jade McCrae. Caitlin Marie McCrutchen. Sinead McDade. Tara McGowan. Emer McGrellis. Roisin McGrellis. Danielle McGurk. Laura McKay. Ellie Patrice McKeown. Clodagh McMahon. Grania McMahon. Jacinta Malloy. Ciara Moan. Niamh Mullen. Ailish Murphy. Karen O'Doherty. Emer O'Hara. Kerry Quinn. Joanna Catherine Russell. Sarah Louise Smith. Aisling Thompson Patterson. Dara White. Lauren Grimley. Shannon McChrystal. The degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Nursing Mental Health, Laura Teresa Dempsey Jenkins. Janet Rebecca Gordon. Lauren Ann Margaret McElnay. Yvonne McFall. Shauna McGrath. Dervla McKinney. Jake Benjamin Smart. Leo Smith. Claire Jacob. Ciara Bartram. Michael Brannan. Natasha Buchanan. Casey Teresa Carroll. Mary Doherty. Caitlin Freel. Stephen Gallagher. Selena Ann Kelly. Katie Marie Mace. Siobhan McDermott. Nicola McGee. Erin McLean. Tegan Moran. Emily Shields. Connor Tumilton. Zara Wilson. Laurie Yeoman. Samantha Catherine Martha Boyd. Deanna Crossan, Kiva Doherty, Shannon Louise Duffy, Gareth Duncan, Brona Gallagher, Nicole Gallagher, Robin Gallagher, Emer Elizabeth Hood, Sarah Lennox, Chloe Maguire, Jane McCallion, Lisa McCann, Siobhan McCreesh, Chloe Patrice McFadden, Jessica Miller, Orla O'Neill, Amy O'Prey, Lauren Sims, the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Personalised Medicine, Jennifer Ferguson, Sean Gray, the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours in Sport, Physical Activity and Health, Aaron Robert McCartney, Keelan McDermott, Vice-Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of candidates from the Faculty of Life and Health Sciences.
Thank you, Professor Curran, for presenting candidates. It's my pleasure now to present the All-State Northern Ireland Convocation Undergraduate Student of the Year Award for 2022. This award is made to a student in recognition of significant personal achievement or a substantial contribution to university life. I invite Belle Stevenson, a graduate from the School of Nursing, to receive the award. Belle Stevenson, I present to you the All-State Northern Ireland Convocation Undergraduate Student of the Year Award for 2022. Really well done. I call upon our honorary graduate, Dr. McArdle, to address the congregation on behalf of those who have been presented.
Vice-Chancellor, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, friends and colleagues, I think I'd like to start by saying congratulations to the graduates today. You have all done yourselves amazingly proud. It looked fantastic. Everybody's turned out exceptionally well today. It was nice to see some Christmas sparkle, and I noticed some very fancy footwork to get some people to shimmy across the stage very effectively. And now, in the true spirit of a healthcare professional, the public health announcement, please be careful outside in the slippy conditions in your chosen footwear. It's a fantastic honour for me to receive this very prestigious award today, and I'm very grateful to the Vice-Chancellor and for his kind offer of an honorary degree from Ulster University. And I would also like to thank Professor Carol Curran, the Executive Dean of the school, for her kind words earlier, and who has provided me with huge support and professional guidance over the many years, particularly while I was the Chief Nursing Officer, and indeed to many of my colleagues here within the school and in the university that I've had the opportunity to work with in one way or another over the course of my work. I received this honorary degree today on behalf of all of my nursing colleagues in recognition of the work that we all did during the pandemic, going way above and beyond the call of our professional duty. And whilst I played a significant role in advising the Minister at the time, Robin Swan, and his executive colleagues, and indeed many of my senior colleagues at the Department of Health and in the civil service, I often relied on my clinical experience and my network across Northern Ireland, in and down through our healthcare organisations, and was guided by my practice in my decision making. And one of the attributes of a healthcare leader, I think, is the ability to translate policy into practice in a nanosecond. So when we were making decisions about COVID and things that needed to happen, I was able to understand very quickly what that would mean for the person who is receiving care. And I think that is a key skill of all of us in our professions, but one that I was very glad to have during the pandemic. It's fair to say that while we all experience very difficult working and learning environments, and when I reflect on the pandemic, and we're not quite at the other end of it yet, but almost there, I'm proud to be a nurse, and I'm certainly proud to have led our profession during such a difficult time. We showed ourselves in amazing technicolor, the very best that is the health service, the very best that is nursing. And I witnessed nurses standing up, coming forward, going the extra mile, often at the expense of their own families, and to be there for the sick and to provide care when no one else could. And that's also true of all of you in this room, because I know that you also played your part in nursing during the pandemic. Being there with someone who's dying was extremely difficult, I know, but such a privilege for all of us to be in that position and to comfort the families who couldn't be there and knew that their relatives didn't die alone. Healthcare staff worked extra shift, changed locations, helped their colleagues, and often at high personal cost, to ensure they continue to provide care. As students during the pandemic, whether it's allied professions, whether it's sport, whether it's nursing, life for all of you was very difficult, and certainly very difficult, different even than it would have been prior to the pandemic. Trying to learn and develop your skills, and in an environment that's really requires communication, user engagement, feedback, was very difficult. Be it in sports coaching or analysis or in the lab or in clinical practice, it required patience and it required innovation. And I understand the worry and the concern of all of your families during the pandemic, particularly the nursing students who played a very important role in providing care. And as other students, I'm sure you did likewise for your families and friends. And as a mother, I also had that concern for my own family, especially my daughter working at the point of care delivery, and as a fairly new graduate herself. My son trying to do A-levels in a very difficult teaching circumstance, and my husband who also worked in healthcare. Many of us have lost loved ones and colleagues, and the grief, the emotional burden, the physical and mental exhaustion, and the experiences that we all had will take time to heal. But we could not have done it without the support of our families, our friends, and our colleagues. And today I want to say a special thank you to my own family for their support, because they suffered very long working days, usually 12 to 14 hours, no weekends off, and for the majority of the pandemic took second place to my role as CNO. And I'm especially grateful to them and to my husband, from whom I couldn't have done it without, and especially his dinners, which I'm still trying to shed. Thank you to all the families of the graduates today for helping our next generation of nurses and scientists to survive the good and the bad times and balancing work and study, but also the emotional burden of caring for others. And nursing or any other degree is not an easy option and not for the faint-hearted. So graduates, be proud of what you have achieved so far in exceptionally difficult circumstances. The day belongs to you, and I'm very pleased to share it with you. Your families have helped you to build strong foundations. Your education, expertise, and your personal growth navigated by a fabulous team at Ulster, a really high-class quality university. Your confidence in your practice is enhanced by your colleagues who have mentored and guided you in the practice environments. And as you look forward to a long and fulfilling career, I've just a few things to say to you. Firstly, our profession of nursing is built on strong values, grounded in social justice. Values such as respect for others, non-judgmental, and advocating for change. Your advocacy role helps others to have a voice who do not have their voice heard. I encourage all of you to act as advocates, not only for the patients and clients you care for, but for the communities and the societies we live in. Never has there been such a greater need for this advocacy role. Whether you're graduating today in sport or nursing or other sciences, you all have that advocacy role. The evidence is clear, and the benefits of physical exercise and mental well-being and social well-being in sustaining long and healthy lives is well documented. Life expectancy, as you will know, before the pandemic had stalled, but the pandemic has made it regress. In the years 2018 to 20, life expectancy in Northern Ireland, as reported by the NISRA stats, tell us that for an average male, life expectancy is 78.7, and for a female, it's 82.4 years. But if you look at the 20% most deprived areas in Northern Ireland, if you're a man, you can expect to live 7 years short of that, and if you're a woman, it's 5 years. But if we look at a homeless person, life expectancy for a homeless person is 43. We're the 6th richest country in the world, and we have people living on our streets. This is an indictment of our society and not something that the health service can fix alone. For a person with a learning disability, their life expectancy, according to MenCap, is 26 years short of the general population. So never has there been a greater need for you in your role as advocates to speak up for those who do not have their voice heard. The cost of living crisis only seeks to exacerbate this even further. So exercise your skills, your knowledge, and your voice to advocate for change and to ensure health is key to all policies across government when we get one back. As we consider the challenges that face the health service and public health, we need you to lead. We need you to do things differently. But we need to support you and value you and create the conditions in which you can thrive in your careers. Secondly, I'm sure that you came into nursing like I did to look after people who were sick and who needed care. But we all come as people with stories, with life experiences, families, friends, situations that make us the individuals that we are. So I ask you to ground your practice and your work in understanding what's important to the person. Look through your eyes and see that person and ask yourselves what you would like if it was one of your own family. And as I was preparing for today, I was reminded of the quote by Maya Angelou. People will forget what you'd said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. For me, this is the essence of nursing, bringing together the art and science of our great profession. You've chosen a great start to what will be for all of you a wonderful career. Education is no burden to carry, and I'm sure it will take you places that you never thought possible. Despite the current difficulties with recruitment and retention in nursing, we remain the most trusted profession by the public. Do not be put off by the current difficulties. Our profession is worth fighting for and worth protecting for the delivery of safe and effective care. This is why, when I was at the department, I led the development of a 10 to 15 year plan for nursing to maximise the contribution that you can all make to the outcomes of the population in Northern Ireland. It provides dynamic career opportunities, clinical pathways for you to explore as your careers go forward. You will have amazing opportunities to learn and grow and to touch the lives of so many, and so be passionate about your careers. And I'll go back to the Vice-Chancellor's remarks at the start. I agree with Taylor Swift, just be the person you are. You will succeed living your values and your ambitions. And in the words of Roald Dahl, I began to realise how important it was to be enthusiastic in life. If you are interested in something, no matter what it is, go with it at full speed, embrace it with both arms, hug it, love it, and above all, become passionate about it. Lukewarm will never do. So, graduates, thank you so much for this award for the university. Thank you so much for this award today. Thank you for listening, and to the graduates, enjoy your day. It's fantastic to share it with you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. McCardle, for that inspirational address. I now call upon Belle Stevenson, a new graduate in the Faculty of Life and Health Sciences and the winner of the All-State Northern Ireland Convocation Undergraduate Student of the Year Award for 2022, to propose a vote of thanks.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, academic staff, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, I am honoured and privileged to speak to you on behalf of those graduating today. Please note that this is not a lecture. Bernie Reid is not going to appear down those steps any moment, but you do need to be careful because Andrea Shepherd is a class act at catching the dozers, and she is watching. Many of us will agree that these have been the toughest 3 years of our lives, and the degree certificates that we have been presented with today signify the hard work, effort, and dedication that each of us have made to pursue our dreams. And as Walt Disney says, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. We faced many obstacles and hurdles along the way, and none of us could have anticipated the impact of the global pandemic on all aspects of society. Many of us contracted COVID-19, indeed some more than once. And sadly, over the past 3 years, some of us suffered loss of loved ones through tragedy or illness, and we remember them in our hearts today. As COVID took hold in winter 2019, uni life was reshaped, along with the rest of the world. And as we adapted our lives and learning, we are grateful for the dedication and commitment of university staff who enabled us to continue in our studies and keep our career ambitions on track. On a more personal note, the past 3 years have given me the most amazing journey of my life. Alongside my studies, I took every opportunity offered to me by the University of Ulster. And for me, some of the biggest highlights were meeting the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge on 2 occasions, winning the Student of the Year category in the inaugural Northern Ireland Health and Social Care Awards, and an unforgettable trip to London for the Nursing Times Awards with Andrea, Neil, Sonia, Diane, and 4 fellow students. Non-stop laughter for 2 days, a cancelled flight, a midnight trip to Cambridge, and the escapades that followed. Great memories were made, but what happens in London stays in London. I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of all those graduating today to thank the Dean, all lecturers and support staff for their constant support during our time at Ulster University, for always going above and beyond for every single one of us, and for their ongoing hard work behind the scenes. On behalf of my fellow graduates, I would also like to thank our families and friends who have supported and encouraged us unconditionally during our university career. Without their steadfast support, I think we can all agree that this journey would have been much more challenging. And a personal note of thanks for the support from my own family for enabling me to devote my time to studying, completing my degree, and taking part in the many additional activities. And a huge word of thanks and appreciation to my own mother, who is here today, who has been my constant rock throughout my entire university journey, and who has helped make all of this happen for me. And finally, as we leave here today and go our separate ways, let us always use the knowledge and attributes acquired during our studies here at Ulster University to shape and influence others in the future, to live our values and lead with hope. Class of 22, you should be so very proud of yourselves today. And in the words of Elwood, we did it!
Thank you, Beryl, for that thoughtful and reflective address and for the giving of thanks. And I'd just like to join with you, actually, and say, as Vice-Chancellor of the institution, I'd like to turn to my colleagues behind me and say thank you also very much for everything that you've done to support the students in front of me. Thank you. I'm just going to do one more round of applause, and that's where we're all going to kind of applaud our graduates once again. And graduates, I would encourage you to applaud too, to recognise your peers sat to your left and right, behind and in front. And then we can close the ceremony after that. So well done, everybody. I declare this graduation ceremony closed and invite the new graduates to join the academic procession.